You guys were able to scratch and claw your way in the second half to force overtime. Why were you not able to carry that momentum over in the extra period?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think if we knew the answer to it, we would have taken care of it. I don't know. It was the whole game was, felt like a fight. As far as I think, just even, regardless of what the Bulls did, it just felt like we had to really work and work and work, and then really flowed, for us. And sometimes games are that way. I just think it was just how the whole game went, and we just couldn't find a way down the stretch.
Jeremiah, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Justin, with so many shots near the rim that kind of hung on the rim and fell off, is this a case where maybe you didn't play as badly as it might appear, but you just didn't get those easy shots to fall?
I mean, yeah, usually shots that you usually make and things like that does help. But, I always talk about being able to win games when shots aren't going in, and we have to find a way to do that because there's going to be times it's going to be like this. As, we saw yesterday when we need to find a way to still be able to win. Shots going in or not, them going in does help, but they're not going to always go in at a higher rate, or even the ones you usually make don't go in. So, yeah, we have to find a way to be able to pull these games out because we had a chance. We did, put ourselves in a position going to overtime to be able to win. We have to find a way to, finish it up.
Chris.
Yeah, Justin, back to that first question. How difficult is it to play in games like that where it seems like you're trailing for most of the game and it's hard to get over that hump, and then you use that energy to get back in it? Are those difficult games to try to overcome?
I mean, I just think it goes game to game as far as how difficult the game is. Just personally for me being in the game, just how I felt. It felt like it was just like going through mud. But we've had games we've come back at the end and won games and gone to overtime and taken care of business. So I wouldn't say all games like that are difficult. I say some are a little challenging more than others, but last night was challenging in my opinion.
Excuse me, Jeremiah, did you have another one?
I do. I'll knock on wood as I ask this question, but last year you played all 73. You played all 28 this year. I think the year before you played all 82. Is there any key to your durability, and did you do anything over the course of your career different to ensure that you're healthy and available on the court?
One, to be honest with you, I think I'm just blessed with the way my body is. I usually don't feel much after games. Somehow I recover very, very well. And then if something is bothering me, my philosophy is if it still works, then I can play. So if it hurts, pain doesn't mean anything. It's just, how it feels. If it's able to work, then I make sure I'm out there. Again, I've been fortunate enough to not have a serious injury. Thank God for that. So that is a big deal. But, I know what it was like not to play. I know what it was like to want to get in the NBA and stuff like that. So now every chance I get to play in this game, I'll make sure I'm there.
Yeah, Justin, on the subject of durability, you guys now just have 2 games in the next 8 days. Is that a welcome break and a chance to maybe rest up given the hectic schedule that you've had to this point in the season?
Sure hope so. It's been crazy. So hopefully, we can feel really rested in these next two games and, come out with some energy and, really, really get after it and take care of business.
Scott.
To that end, though, is it odd or unusual in that off days really aren't off days? You're still having to test. You still have those responsibilities that you never really truly can feel off.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is this season. But at this point, we'll take anything we'll get. Especially when you're on the road. I mean, with how everything is going, you can't do much of anything anyway. At home, that does affect it a little more. But again, when you're off your feet, man, I'll take it. So,
Jeremiah.
So I got one more for you, Justin. I know we've talked a lot about your defensive versatility, guarding a variety of elite scorers. In the last week, you did a really good job on Jeremy Grant, and then you had Trae Young for a portion of that game against Atlanta. Do you go to coach and say, I'm ready for that guy, or are there certain matchups that you kind of really look forward to, or is it just whenever he says, you're guarding that guy, you guard him?
Coach knows I want the matchup. Now, sometimes the way the game plan might work, or depending on what they do, it might be better for me to guard someone else, switching purposes, whatever the case may be. But as of late, it's been to put me on, whoever that is. I mean, also too, because I know Malcolm likes to have certain matchups, but it kind of gives him a chance. Not saying guarding somebody else is, you know, an easy task, but it gives him a chance to not have to exert as much energy, like to think about him chasing somebody like Trae Young around and then having the ball the whole time. That's talk about tired. That's going to be, that's tough to do. Not that he can't, but obviously me being able to play defense allows us to be able to do those things where I can just guard, whoever. And again, I want that matchup, and coach knows that.
Any final thoughts here? All right. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Justin.
Stay warm.